In the last module, we summed up the work of business analysis using this visualization, beginning with understanding the present state and wanting to move forward to defining the desired future state. Part of what the business analyst also must do is determine how to get from that present state to that future state. A big part of doing so is by conducting effective needs analysis. That's what we're going to focus on here. As we also discussed, business needs are often problems or opportunities that should be addressed, and from which we can spawn requirements that give us a more specific idea of what it is we should seek to accomplish. However, these needs are very rarely fully known at the outset. Even if you have a suspicion as a business analyst that there might be a problem or an opportunity, and you begin to investigate this yourself, or you're handed down an order or a request from someone higher up or elsewhere within the organization asking you to look more into what might be a problem or opportunity, when you receive this request or when you begin an investigation on your own, you'll almost certainly not know everything there is to know about the root nature of this business need. You might see some of the symptoms, but you're unlikely to see all of the root causes, unlikely to see the sort of cascading side effects that the problem or opportunity could or does cause right now within the organization, and so on. It's up to the business analyst to gather facts and conduct analysis in order to discover and further add detail to the understanding of these needs. Furthermore, this assessment may be revisited as external factors change. So this isn't a one and done process where we conclude that we now know everything there is to know about this need and then move forward focusing solely on what we're going to do about it. Rather, much like we need to when it comes to a solution, we have to constantly check to make sure that our understanding of these underlying factors doesn't need to change, as external factors might influence it and cause it to actually move. Just like with solutions, it's important for us to continually return to our assessment of what these business needs might be and to make sure that we still have a proper, effective definition in place, even as factors might change both within and outside of the organization. Another way of looking at this visualization would be to say that we have to conduct gap analysis here. When we speak about needs, what we really mean is that we have to figure out where we are, where we want to go, and what it's going to take to get there. Gap analysis is a popular term used to describe this understanding of where our present capabilities are versus where they need to be in the future and what we need to do in order to reconcile those two. By conducting sufficient analysis, we yield a better understanding of what our business needs truly are at a root level and not just at that surface level. Our early focus should be on understanding the situation fully, rather than on trying to find a solution from the outset. So try to avoid the temptation when you begin to assess needs of jumping to conclusions and thinking that an easy solution is possible. After all, it may be readily obvious to you at first that there's a particular solution that could solve this problem. But wait, as we dive further down into the problem, as we learn more about it and about the type of effects it has elsewhere on the organization, we learn that it's actually much more complex in nature than what we had originally anticipated, and as such requires a more comprehensive solution than what our quick fix would have been had we just moved ahead with it right away. Moving forward with quick fixes have cost businesses time and money countless times in the past. And so by taking the time to instead fully understand the issue before making a decision on how to move forward, we end up in a better position long term. Insufficient analysis or focusing on developing a solution too early will either result in a poor solution, one that doesn't cover all of the ground it needs to, or in other cases could result in overkill, where we have spent more resources, more time, more money, more of our focus as an organization toward addressing this problem than would have been necessary. Sometimes a quick fix might not be good enough, but in other cases, if we had just spent a little longer, we could have found that a smaller, more elegant solution could have taken the place of a vast change that we might have implemented without a full understanding of how precise the issue truly is. When we're conducting assessment, we should also be certain to include stakeholders in this process. This isn't something that a business analyst should do in a vacuum. After all, we don't have all of the information we need to make intelligent recommendations at the outset. Rather, we have to go to the sources, in this case, the people who would know best. those who will be impacted by, those who might work around issues related to, or those with subject matter expertise in the problem or opportunity that we're seeking to address.